Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro podcast. How are we? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever sort of time zone it is that you are currently watching in. My name is, as per usual, Bobby Salastar, and with me on the line is a former three-time National Wrestling Alliance National Heavyweight Champion and the current Allied Independent Wrestling Federation's World Heavyweight Champion for currently more than 400 days. The man himself, the Golden Boy, Greg Anthony. Greg, how are we doing?
Man, we're rocking and rolling in the United States of America.
Nice one. Have you been following the Olympics so far?
Just basketball and then all the controversy with the boxer.
Yeah, I did see all that, but I've not really been following the whole sort of controversy side of things. But yeah, as boxing's not really my sort of I'm more of a wrestling fan than what I am boxing and MMA. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, so but yeah. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be the Kickstarter to our working relationship with the AIWF, with the All-Star Wrestling Quiz League that will be going up on to the AIWF Network YouTube channel for the All-Star Wrestling Quiz. Greg has thankfully agreed to come on and return to the Nerdic Pro podcast and put his knowledge of pro wrestling to the test. Yeah, so we aim to get everything officially started for October, November sort of time, but where we actually have matches of quizzes. But between now and then, I'll be bringing people on individually to sort of test their knowledge on pro wrestling to then officially start the quiz matches in October, November sort of time. And yeah, so Greg, how well do you think you're going to do today?
I don't know. I'm a pretty big historian, so I mean, I'm usually the go-to person when people want to ask questions in general. So hopefully, I'll do well. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, nice one. So the main topic of today's quiz is the history of the WWE Championship, dating all the way back to 1963 under the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Now, Greg, so just would you say that your knowledge on the WWE Championship is as good as what you'd expect?
Yeah, I'd say I'm above average on it. We're fixing to find out either way.
Nice. So there's a minimum of 20 points that you can. Well, there's 20 questions, 20 points up for grabs, and there are a couple of questions on here, like how long was a certain someone's championship reign, or who was the longest reigning champion in the history of the belt. If you can give me the date and the actual person, that's 2 points. And then there's certain other questions that where you can get a +1 point and what have you. So yeah. Anyways, so let's get everything started. So, who is officially recognized as the first ever Worldwide Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion?
The Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers.
Correct indeed. So that's 1 point. So correct. Who is the longest reigning WWF, WWF, and WWE champion in the history of the championship? If you can give me the name and the amount of days as well, then that will be 2 points that could be up for grabs.
So it's Bruno Sammartino, and it's 4,000, maybe 300 days or something like that.
So it's the reign where it's the individual reign. that made him the longest reigning.
Yeah, the
champion.
8-year reign.
Yes, yeah. Do you know the exact amount of days?
I do not know the exact amount.
No. So it's 2,803
Gotcha.
to be exact. So
yeah, the 4,000.
yeah.
The 4,000 is his total reign, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. So yeah. So question number 3: who did the immortal Hulk Hogan beat to win his first WWF Championship?
The Iron Sheik, humble you.
Correct indeed. So I will tick that off and then that off as well. So correct on that one. So who is the current WWE champion?
That would be Cody Rhodes.
Correct indeed. So that one. So who was the first person to vacate the WWF Championship as it was at the time, and who is officially recognized to have relinquished the WWF Championship? As they're two different, one's officially recognized in the history books, one is not.
So you said who was the first person to ever relinquish the title?
Yes.
All right. That's a good question. Was it Bruno Sammartino too? Because Stan Hansen broke his neck.
It was not. No.
Okay.
Do you want to have another guess, or
No? Go ahead and tell me who it is.
So the first person to actually relinquish the championship was Antonio Inoki during a rematch between himself and Bob Backlund. There was an interference with Tiger Jeet Singh from New Japan. However, Antonio Inoki's reign is not actually officially recognized in the history books.
Yeah.
So the first person to have officially vacated the championship wasn't actually until 1991, when Jack Tunney had stripped Hulk Hogan of the championship in 1991. So yeah.
Yeah, the Inoki one was a curveball. I knew they didn't recognize Inoki as champion.
Yeah. So I think he had a rematch against Bob, and then that's when the Tiger Jeet Singh had interfered, and then he vacated it due to controversies over that. And so what was the WrestleMania 31, so WrestleMania 2015 main event for the WWE Championship?
Well, I just happened to be at this WrestleMania. So the main event was Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Correct. However, who ended up, so for an extra point, who walked away victorious?
Seth Rollins, because he cashed in Money in the Bank.
Correct indeed. So that's 2 points. 2. So question number 7. Random one. Who is the 28th officially recognized WWE champion?
Is he the 28th reign or the 28th person?
The 28th person.
The 28th person. So Bruno, he counts as one person, not his different reigns. He wouldn't be like 1 and 3 or anything like that. Okay. So the 28th person. I'm not going to sit here and go through them and try to count everybody, but I'm going to guess 28 would put us. Let's say Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No.
Nah. How close
Chris
was I?
Jericho.
Yeah, I was a couple years off. So
yeah. So he was Chris Jericho. So same question but different sort of meaning. Who what was the 28th recognized reign of the WWE Championship?
So yeah, that'd be a center. So let's say Bret Hart.
Close. It was actually Diesel.
Oh, he
So
bookended.
yeah. So he had beaten Bob Backlund to win the title, and then actually lost it to Bret Hart. So yeah. So there's that one. So the next couple of questions are: how many reigns has the individual person had? So how many reigns of the WWE Championship has Shawn Michaels held?
Of the WWE Championship.
Yes.
3.
Correct, indeed. So that one. How many times has Hulk Hogan become WWE champion?
5.
Close. It's actually
6.
6. Yeah. So how many times has John Cena won the WWE Championship?
13.
Correct, indeed. And then that. So how many times has Ric Flair won the WWE Championship?
2.
Correct, indeed. How many times has Bruno Sammartino won the WWF title?
2.
Correct, indeed. How many times has Roman Reigns won the title?
Oh, that's a good one because it's a little tricky. Because now we're in the era of WWE Championship, Universal Championship, World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to guess 5.
No, it's actually 4 reigns of the WWE Championship. So who was the WWF champion during the transition into the WWF into the WWE name change on May 6th, 2002?
May 6th, 2002. So we were just outside of WrestleMania. Triple H.
Wrong. It was actually Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Oh, because he dropped it right after Mania because of the Rock Hogan. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's that one. So there's a potential 2 points for this next question. If you can give me the opponent and the event, then that's a potential 2 points. So who did John Cena beat to win his first ever WWE Championship?
JBL at WrestleMania 21.
That is both correct. So that's 2 points gained from that one. And then, so question number 17. How many official reigns are officially recognized by the WWE for the WWE Championship?
All right, so we were in the 28th ring. Where did that get us? The earlier question when you said there were 28.
So the 28th was Chris Jericho.
The 28th was Chris Jericho. So we've been 20 years since then. And 28. Once again, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. I'm going to say there's been 52 reigns.
Wrong. So there have officially been 147 different reigns of the WWE Championship.
Oh.
So, yeah. So that one was wrong. So how many officially recognized champions have been the WWF, and the WWE champion?
43.
Wrong. 54. So yeah, like you weren't far off. So yeah. What is the official name of the title currently?
The WWE Championship.
Correct. And then final question. Who was the first ever Intercontinental Champion?
Pat Patterson.
Correct indeed.
But did you know?
But did I know?
But did you know that it was actually an offshoot of, they had a North American title that was Ted DiBiase's title, and then they decided to change it to the Intercontinental, and that's when they did the tournament in Rio de Janeiro.
Like how they did with the WWE title on how Buddy Rogers won back in '63, wasn't it?
Well, Buddy's was, they said that Dez beat him, but Dez only beat him in a one fall match when all championships were decided 2 out of 3 falls, right? So they still recognize Buddy as the champion because that was for the NWA title. So they recognize Buddy as the first WWF champion because he wasn't beaten 3 falls, but then he was beat by Bruno in like 37 seconds or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember seeing that. I think that Buddy had a heart attack or like had some sort of heart problem, like just before the match, and like hence why Bruno beat him like so quickly, and so Greg, you have scored 5, 10, 11, 12. You have scored 12 points out of how many were there? Potentially. Right. Hang on. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So out of a potential 24 points, you have scored yourself 50% of a potential 24. So 12 points out of a potential 24. Yeah,
I'll take that. Those are some tough questions, man. The 28th, reign and the 28th, different champions.
I did say that, there were a few questions out there that were gonna catch you off, and So, but So, anyways, Greg, before we do sort of call it a day, would you like to plug to the audience matches and shows that you've got coming up?
Yeah, I mean, every Friday night we're in Ripley, Tennessee with Pro Wrestling Mid-South. Every Saturday night we're in Dyersburg, Tennessee with Pro Wrestling Mid-South. I'll be down in Rocket City Championship Wrestling, which is in Alabama. I'm going to be there on August 17th defending the AIWF World Heavyweight Championship. We just got a lot of big things going on, and you can actually, for those of people overseas, you can actually go to Pro Wrestling Mid-South on our Facebook, and you can subscribe to our Facebook page, and you can actually see our Saturday night shows live. And it's only $9.99 a month, and you get 4 or 5 shows a month. So I mean, it's a pretty good deal. If you want to see some live wrestling. So I actually just had a ladder match this past weekend, so that's on there already. So we'd love to have some subscribers from overseas, and you guys can see how we do it in the Memphis area.
Yeah, so definitely, yeah. So I was gonna say, I have seen a few Pro Wrestling Mid-South matches on YouTube and on Facebook, and I must say that Pro Wrestling Mid-South is a promotion to actually watch, and anyways, Greg, it has been an absolute pleasure having you back on to the Nordic Pro podcast for a second time round, and again testing your knowledge of pro wrestling. For anyone listening to this podcast, very soon this quiz will be up on the AIWF Network YouTube channel. We have got a designated time spot of, I believe it's 6 p.m. Eastern every Monday on the AIWF Network. Tonight, it will be an interview with British wrestling legends of the UK Pitbulls, as seen in the new Deadpool and Wolverine film, of the Bulk being the Blob. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Well, tell him I went and saw it the other day, and I, tell him congratulations. And anytime
yeah,
one of the boys gets to be in something mainstream like that, that's a good thing. So,
yeah,
tell him
exactly. Like
congrats.
they actually wrestled for the AWF like way back in the early 2000s,
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah, so like they're two people that have like helped me out like in the rest of the business, like as a ref and whatever. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, honestly, two of the nicest people that you can ever meet, Mike and Dave, Bulk and Big Dave. Honestly, two of the nicest men in British wrestling, and yeah, so. But yeah, trained by Soraya, her family, in Norwich for WAW, the
yeah.
Legendary Knight family, and yeah, so. But yeah, so before I forget to mention, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow evening, do not forget that a top Bleacher Report writer of Graham GSM Matthews will be making his way to the Nordic Pro podcast tomorrow. And then on the 26th of August, the current ARWF World Cruiserweight Champion of Barrett Brown will be making his way to the Nordic Pro podcast, as seen in Evolve, NWA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and WWE. Also a former NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion and the current AWF World Cruiserweight Champion. But yeah. Anyways, with me on the line today has been your current reigning and defending Allied Independent Wrestling Federation's AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, a former three-time NWA National Heavyweight Champion, the man himself, the golden boy, Greg Anthony. Greg, it has been a pleasure as always. And yeah, thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule, as I know that it has been, to make an appearance here this evening. And I hope to be seeing you again very, very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Anytime I can flex some wrestling knowledge, I'm all for it. So let's do it again sometime.
Definitely. I was going to say, yeah, we're going to be working very closely with the AWF coming up. And yeah, so sort of come October, November time. And yeah, when all this sort of kicked off for definite. And yeah, so. But yeah, anyways, Greg, it's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nordic Pro podcast, my name is, as per usual, been Bobby effing Salastar, and we shall be seeing you all later on. Goodbye. Yeah.